Robert.
Sure. I'll just briefly again touch on the question of the outlook for the construction industry. I think it's important when we're looking at the go-forward projections for construction to keep in mind where we're coming from over the last number of years, which was a level of new supply production that exceeded any sort of historical benchmark. So off of that kind of a high, I think it's only natural that we restabilize to a more normalized level. In fact, many of the participants in the construction industry in the latter parts of the boom, as there was a desperation to get trades, were at the lower skilled end and people that probably weren't qualified to be working with a number of the trades in the first place. And hopefully long term we revert back to a more normalized level that includes the people that are truly well skilled and top performers within the construction trades. It's also important to remember that today in Victoria, looking at the construction business, there is still meaningful projects underway. And this isn't just the projects that are burning off. Looking around, you have the hospital expansion, which is employing a large number of people, the Town and Country project, that's employing a huge number of people. You have 800 Yates Street, which is employing a meaningful number of people. And all those are going to provide stability to the real estate construction trades for the next couple of years to come. So again, I think we got to bear in mind we're coming off of a huge peak. It probably overshot the proportion of our employment base it should take up in the first place. And I think long term we'll return to a more stabilized level, especially as the construction market moves back down to a more long-term sustainable pace of supply.
Thank you very much, Robert. Finally, Tony.
Oh, I can answer three very quickly. Rescue package for the banks. Bankruptcy protection in the U.S. is pretty good. The only concern I've got is to make sure that it doesn't have a psychological impact. There is a dramatic change in the cost structure of General Motors beginning in 2010. I think they should have a chance to see if it works. What can local governments do to soften the crisis? The BC municipalities have one of the strongest balance sheets of any local governments. They're in a position to, in fact, with encouragement from the provincial government, do a lot of infrastructure. And to answer poor Tom's question, why mortgage rates are going up, Tom used to be able to borrow at about 0.5% over comparable term Canada. It now costs him 2.5 percentage points, so he needs his 1% spread, so you can work out the mathematics there. Those are my three answers.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being so brief. Well, that finishes my part of the job, and I'll hand back to Lucinda now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. To conclude the evening, I would like to invite the Dean of Business, Dr. Ali Dasmalchian, and the Dean of Social Sciences, Dr. Peter Keller, to conclude our evening.
Thank you, Lucinda. As we close our evening, I would like to thank everyone for the tremendous participation tonight. When we began to plan this evening, the President, Faculty of Business, Faculty of Social Science and Department of Economics, and our community friends, we wanted to share some of our knowledge and help put some perspective to the global financial crisis. We're all concerned about how this might affect our country, our community, our family and our friends, both here and around the globe. I hope tonight's event has given you some additional knowledge and insight. Certainly the financial situation we are now facing and the reasons for how we got here are hot topics in our classrooms and will be part of our dialogue for some time to come. One of our goals at the University of Victoria is to connect to our community and to be a resource. Events such as this are one of the ways in which we can do just that. We have a wonderful university that enjoys a top reputation in Canada and internationally. We are known for our innovative and our international approach to education. We instill our students the need to act with integrity. We also challenge them to think differently about the issues facing us today. And as you've heard tonight, the issues are complex and challenging, which require our graduates and our leaders to think and act differently. This is what we believe in our business education at this university. On behalf of the Faculty of Business, I want to thank you for your attention.
Good evening, everybody. It's not often that the president of the university says one day, we should hold a forum on money markets and the meltdown, and 3 weeks and 1 day later, 1,123 people from this amazing community get together, and it happens. So well done to you, and well done to the panel. As Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences at the University of Victoria, every day I'm privileged to meet curious minds and drivers of change, to understand and to find solutions to issues as complex as the global financial crisis or other topics like global warming requires leadership, innovation, and collaboration of many talented minds. Your University of Victoria, the Faculty of Social Sciences, and our Department of Economics are a natural gathering place for this collaboration. It's a hub of learning dedicated to problem solving for a better future of tomorrow. We really welcome this opportunity to engage with you tonight to discuss this topic. It is now my honor to thank the following people for allowing this event to have gone forward. Let me start by thanking our president, David Turpin, for 3 weeks and 1 day ago raising this issue and making it happen. Thank you. Let me thank the Times columnist for its sponsorship of tonight's event, and especially our EMC, Lucinda Jordan, Editor-in-Chief of the Times columnist. Thank you. Thank you to our 5 panelists. To Tony Gage, Head of the Management Committee of JEA Pension System Solutions, a member of the University of Victoria's Board of Governors and a UVic alumnus. To Robert Joel, Principal and Vice President of Acquisitions and Development, Joel Properties Limited, a member of the University of Victoria Faculty's Business Board of Advisors. To Basma Majabi, Assistant Professor in the University of Victoria's Faculty of Business. To Tom Siemens, Vice President, Commercial Financial Services, Royal Bank of Canada, and also member of the University of Victoria's Business of Faculty Board of Advisors. And to Graham Voss, Associate Professor in the University of Victoria's Department of Economics and also a UVic alumnus. Thank you. A thank you also to our moderator this evening, Paul Schur, Assistant Professor in our Department of Economics, for magically compiling those 75 questions. And to the organizing committee, led by Katie Matier, Associate and Vice President, Academic Planning, and to a number of students from the Economics Department and the Faculty of Business who have volunteered tonight to make all this happen. Thank you to all of you. Last but not least, and I'll keep it brief because I know I'm standing between you and your bed, let me just thank all 1,123 of you for coming here to share your evening with us. I hope that our panel has helped answer some of your questions and that possibly we may even have calmed some nerves. Now, we have some gifts to the panel, to give to the panel. I think in the interest of time, we will do this as you have your parting applaud and as you leave. But let me say that you're welcome to stay on in the lobby afterwards for a more formal discussion. And again, thank you so much for coming. We wish you a safe journey home and a good evening.